Hi everybody, Lane with Oveja Negra here today to talk to you about our front end loader handlebar harness and our lunchbox accessory bag. We're going to go over a few things with installation and setup and some options for you and problem solving techniques. All right, let's get started with our front end loader. So this is a harness, as you can see, installed here on the bike in all black. This is our WAC colorway, so all mismatched and colorful. This is intended to hold your dry bag or load of wood, whiskey bottles, diapers, whatever you want, typically a dry bag of your choosing. Here we are going to have the handlebar straps go through here. This is going to be your head tube strap. And these long straps here are going to be what hold your dry bag or anything else of your choosing. Going on to install it here on the bars. Just take a moment when you go to put it on your bike. Some people's cables are more upright, so you're going to need to mount them under the cables. Just play around with it. If it doesn't seem right at first, you probably need to route underneath your cables and have them on top. This bike here has very long cables, so they're able to go behind it, and there's no major pressure on these cables where you're not going to do damage. Keep in mind, you're going bike packing. There's going to be a lot of wiggling and vibration on these parts, and we do not want to wear through them, especially when you're far away from home. Once we have it on the bars here, you will see that we create a little bit of space so that the bag can drop down from the bars to create room for handlebars, for cables, for your hands, for other accoutrements you want to put on your bars. Just know that that little space is intended to be there. Now, these little buckles are called wave locks. And as you can see here, you're going to put it through, and it's got this nice little wave there. That is a little tricky to get through. If you put through a corner first and then wiggle it through, it shouldn't be a problem. Those waves are going to help secure it and make sure that it does not loosen up on your bars or your little finger here. But I suggest putting it on the bars. Once you've got it routed through that ladder lock, on the back side here, there is a nice strap keeper to keep that little tail from flapping around. Repeat on the other side, and then we're going to move on to our head tube strap. As you can see on this bag and on this bag, we give you three options because we know you're all different shapes and sizes, and so are your bikes. On this bike, we've gone with the highest slot. This has a pretty deep head tube weld, and so there's just a little tail here. Now, if your tail was a lot longer, say on like a steel frame, you're going to want to make sure to route it around one more time and through here so that you don't have a strap dangling down. If it is on a bike that you're not going to change much, that's your bike packing bike, you could go ahead and trim the strap, burn the end so it doesn't fray. But if you want to be able to transfer it from bike to bike, you're going to want to keep it nice and long and just tie up that loose strap. Sweet! Great! So as you can see here, we've got our dry bag in. When you get to camp, you simply unclip those, your dry bag falls out, you're ready to go set up your sleeping bag and your tent. Now, when putting it back on here, stick it in that taco shell. This is one of my favorite style of dry bags if it has this daisy chain, because then you can actually take these straps, route it through the daisy chain, clip it into place, and that little bit of security is going to keep your dry bag from drifting to the left or the right while you're riding on all these gnarly trails. I'm going to put the other one through. If you notice here, we've got a couple of features where once you wrench down this strap, you do want to get it pretty darn tight. You can actually cam lock these into place so that the vibrations don't wiggle it free. You'll see now we've got a couple straps left over. We've got strap keepers right here for those to slip into and pull tight so that they don't fly away in the wind. Looking pretty good. All right, so this front end loader can hold big dry bags, small dry bags, and whatever else you can think of to put in there. If you have drop bars, you're gonna need to go with a narrower dry bag. With these nice flat bars, we can go pretty big here. Now, if you get into the case where you start carrying more and more and more and it starts feeling heavy and unsecure, we have our lunchbox handlebar accessory bag. So this bag is not necessarily meant to be used alone. We know a lot of y'all like to be creative and use the bags how you like, and that's great. But the intention was that this bag is going to not only give you carrying capacity, It's also going to help secure your load even more so it doesn't bounce around or put undue pressure on your bike. So what does that look like? All right, first up, we've got these nice little self-adhering Velcro straps. Very great. These straps are not intended to secure the bag to your bike, but to prevent the bag from rotating and wiggling down underneath, which on this front suspension bike would be not good news. So we're going to put these on, and they can be loose so that the bag sits further down, or they can be really tight so it sits closer to the bars. That's going to be a preference that is going to, you're going to play around with and see what works best for you and your setup. For this bike, I'm just going to do them fairly loose so that my bag can be a little bit away from the bars. So once that's in place, we know it's not going to rotate down. Now we have these straps. If you've ever watched one of our previous videos, you will notice that we have swapped the straps and made them in reverse now. That is because we love our chuck bucket so much, and the bulkiness of those buckles right here and try to round them with the chuck bucket included felt like a little too much. So we swapped them. We think that you guys are really going to love this, but let's just go over what that looks like. So now I've got the long strap here. I'm going to send it around the front end loader, minding the cables, going around them if I need to. And I'm going to come under that same load as before and secure that bag on. Undo that cam strap and pull it down. This should be an easier way to tighten for you, as our old weight had to come on the back side, which again, there's a lot going on back here. I'm going to get the other strap on here. It goes all the way around the front end loader, under the cables, and to the bottom of the bag where it clips into place. And again, I'm going to open that cam strap up, really wrench it down. Maybe not that much. There we go. Put my cam into place. And again, we've got those strap keepers everywhere for you so we don't have anything dangling down. There's one. And then here is the other one. Lovely. And so now we've got the lunchbox securing our front end loader and our dry bag. We have the contents of the front end loader to put more stuff in there to carry more on our journey. And we also have this really beautiful daisy chain. One of my favorite things to do here is run a little bit of accessory cord and keep my rain jacket right here. Other than that, go out and have a good time.